First milestone down, Jadeite 5 in 13 days of starting the game. Jadeite 5 is your first accomplishment in ranked to get your free skin. I'm going to tell you why and how I got there. Stay tuned. What's up YouTube, Barcode here, bringing you another My Turn video. This video is going to be about how I reached Jadeite 5, which is the first milestone to get your free skin in ranked. If you like my content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell to get all the priceless information I will give you about this game. After a long haul, I have finally reached my first milestone of Jadeite 5, or Jadeite. I did look it up on Google how to pronounce it. You know guys, I can't pronounce crap. But anyway, hitting this rank will get you your first reward of a free skin. And this looks like illusionist skin. I can't see very well. You guys can figure that out. However, I'm going to show you how I got there and what I did to get there, okay? First, you got to think about in ranked, in the early stages, you just want to bring your highest cards possible, right? You'll be getting random cards through draws, everything like that. Just go ahead and set up until you get cards that you want and characters, gear, items that you want for a good team comp. Probably with your two highest rank cards just to get to this rank. You can theory craft other team comps later down the line, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So the main first thing is the exchange circle, okay? I focused on 3 to 4 certain characters that I wanted to use that I theory crafted a team comp on over time, okay? And one of them was Fire Mage. I'm going to talk about 2 DPS classes, the Fire Mage and the Ambusher, okay? These 2 characters I just liked because Fire Mage, if you have the right setup, can do a ton of damage. I do like damage over time aspect because not a lot of people bring a cleanser like a magic breaker or a priest, okay? A lot of people don't bring a cleanser, and there's not any items or certain gear that will allow you to cleanse your whole team of debuffs, okay? So I like characters like that. However, it takes time to set up. So like I said, the exchange circle, you can exchange 1 card each of each rarity, okay? So bronze, silver, and gold, okay? I kind of want this this curse shield, so I don't have it yet, so I'm exchanging for it. But I'm focusing on specific cards or gear or characters every single time, every day, so that I can maximize through time higher ranks, okay? So I've been asking for Fire Mage cards, I've been asking for Ambusher cards, okay? So those are my 2 highest DPS classes, and I talk about 2 DPS classes because I feel like if the enemy team can actually focus down one of your DPS classes and you only have 1 DPS class, you're kind of screwed unless you're bringing a very heavy resurrection comp, like, you know, a priest or whatever her name is, a medic or whatever, and then a nurse, nurse, priest, right? Those are the ones that can res a dead ally. Also, if you have like a rebirth feather, and then you have, you know, a piece of gear that can res you upon death, which is rebirth ash, which is somewhere along the lines of here, because I do have it. There you go. That'll resurrect your character when you die. However, if a team can focus down your only DPS class and you're not a res comp, you're likely to fail. And there's been a lot of games where if I bring Fire Mage and I bring an Ambusher, 2 DPS classes, if they focus one of them down, my second one actually cleans up the whole entire rest of the team, and I still win no matter what, okay? So I'm going to show you a game of ranked that I played that I bring Fire Mage, very fire damage over time after turn. I guess you could say, not time, it'd be turn in this game, against a magic breaker who cleanses their team. And there's different ways to avoid that. You can if they don't have a cleanser on the other team as a fire mage, then you can just start throwing fire damage over turn early in the game. But if they have a cleanser, you kind of want to strategize and burst it all out at once, and I'll kind of show you that in this video that I will do. Also, not to mention the exchange circle. When you are leveling up, you're going to be getting all types of free draws and everything like that, right? So when you do, like for example, I'm going to do this. When you should be spending 5,000 gold every single day on the refreshes. You can get that through achievements. You can get that through winning matches. So play the game as much as you can, and you'll be able to pick and choose what cards you have. So every time you do a draw, you can actually choose a reward out of the 3. In this circumstance, I always try to tunnel vision my choices every single time. I don't just pick things for no reason or pick things because I don't have it yet this early in the game. I will at some point. I want to get every single character, gear, item, etc. But at this early point in the game, I try to focus on certain characters that I like, that I choose, and just focus on here. See, as you can see, I have been focusing on Druid. Druid is very hard to play with in a strategic comp. You need a lot of support for the Druid, but if you have support for the Druid can keep your team up very well. She also has a single target cleanse, which is nice. However, I like her. I'm trying to get her as a high card as possible, so I'm focusing on her, obviously, because every time she comes up, depending on the other choices, I always choose her. Now, Archbishop is very good. Shaman is very good as well, but I haven't been focusing on them. I did use Shaman very, very early game, and she can be a truck. She hits hard, okay? So don't get me wrong, this might be a different choice for you, but I'm picking Druid because early game, as free to play minnow, I like to focus in on specific characters, and that's what I'm choosing. So every time you do a draw, you get to choose, which is nice. It's not just draw and you get whatever they give you. You get to choose between the 3. Alright, so here is a game that I thought initially, just from the start, I was going to lose. Executioner is a high nuke bruiser based. The Soul Reaper is a single target, huge hitting character. They have Magic Breaker over there to cleanse all my debuffs. Guardian Angel, who I think it's Guardian Angel or Sword Dancer. Guardian Angel, I think. She can survive pretty well, and just on her own, depending on the gear that they use as well. So luckily, I did come out on this win, and I'm going to show you why. So, in this, I'm just trying to build up my energy, especially for Fire Mage, because Fire Mage, when she hits 100 energy and her ultimate is available, all fire damage over time that's on the enemies will double. Especially, it's very good, but the problem is they have a Magic Breaker, so once I start getting my Flame Strikes, get my Fireballs for my Fire Mage, I can't just throw it out there because Magic Breaker will cleanse that at the first spot, okay? Couple things to think. I use Vault Key on Fire Mage because I like to be able to determine what I want to use as for a piece of gear for her. Vault Key, every time you play a card, it actually changes whatever piece of gear it is for her, for the Vault Key. And I like that because depending on the other team, I can choose different things, okay? So I did get a Flame Strike, as you can see, but I will save it right now because they have a Magic Breaker. I don't want to use that yet, okay? So I used to use Dawn Saber as a tank. Right now I'm using Forest Warden. I feel like Forest Warden is a little bit better on a solo survive, no sustain comp. And the reason being is that his taunt also gives him a shield. With Dawn Saber's taunt draws 3 Sword of Lights, which I can go into that in a different video. But this is, I like Forest Warden for like a solo comp. And I also, the piece of gear I have on Forest Warden is when he dies, he gives 2 blocks to all of my different teammates, okay? Also with Entangle, with Forest Warden's ultimate, all pieces of gear on the other team for 1 turn are nullified. They do not work. So that could be very beneficial, okay? So I'm starting to throw out all my flame strikes now, because I wanted to go off and kill that Soul Reaper as quick as possible. I'm not worried about the cleanse anymore. So my little combo there, as you saw, I threw out a flame strike, I threw out a fireball, and then I threw out a blossom, which ignites all my damage over times with the fire mage. Okay. So now my main concern is, okay, my characters are getting low, so I'm gonna hope for a taunt that will come up in my deck of cards for Forest Warden, and they're gonna actually, Executioner's very close to killing off my ambusher. Luckily, I was able to survive, and that's where the high in rank, that's where your high level cards come into play. That's why you kind of want to focus in on, because once you level up, you get higher HP. So I went ahead and doubled, I threw out a fire, and then I doubled the damage that was already on the fire mages, and I wanted to get all these characters low so that Ambusher could come in ultimate, kill those 2 front characters, and then this is pretty much just a win from here, okay? I try to just do as much damage as I can to Fire Executioner. I won't be able to kill him off, or actually I will. I forgot. So Frost Fire Flask. Frost Fire Flask is very good to run with Fire Mage, because it ignites whatever fire damage over time the character has on that person, and then it removes it and gives them a frost debuff. Frost debuff means they can't use their regular auto attacks. Okay, now you can do a lot of different things with frost. I'm going to go into that in a different aspect of things. Frost actually doubles all damage done on that character after the fact that the frost is applied. So there's a lot of different things in situations where, like for Vault Key for Fire Mage, for example, I will sometimes pick the Frost Claw, which once you use an ultimate, it applies frost, 1 damage of frost to all of their enemies. So once that happens, and I already have fire ticks on it, and the fire ticks doubled because of the Fire Mage's ultimate, then I ignite a Blossom, and the damage is just insane sometimes that you can pull off. But as you can see, you know, Fire Mage did the most damage, but very comparable to Ambusher. And in a solo comp with no sustain, facing a magic breaker that can cleanse all of my debuffs, I can still get the win with Fire Mage just by strategically planning out and bursting every single thing I can at one single point. A lot of people think just with Fire Mage that the damage over turn debuff of fire might not be very good because it could be cleansed, but if you strategically plan it out, you can definitely get that win. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is kind of how my standard way of getting into Jadeite 5 as quick as I could. It took about 13 days. I think that's pretty respectable. I don't know how others par on the terms of time versus the rank, but I think I did pretty well in that. So thanks for tuning in. I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.